This is Texans TV.
Texans TV presents The 53, brought to you by Reliant and NRG Company.
My vision for the foundation is to leave a legacy.
Never in a million years did I think the response would be what it had been.
Rock and roll! Touchdown, Houston!
Well, hello, and welcome into The 53, a Texans TV special. My name's Drew Doherty. I'm your host, and this is a program that we really love. Now, we love all our stuff, but this one's a little different. We get to stretch our legs and tell detailed stories about the players and the people connected to your favorite football team. We're going to hear how you become the voice of the Houston Texans, the winding path that takes. We'll also show some of the good things the Texans have been doing, but we start with another good guy of his own. Outside linebacker Whitney Mercilus and his cause for his cleats.
My mom, she would literally give the shirt off her back no matter if she didn't have anything else, even if she didn't have another shirt to wear. And so she's like, no matter how big you get, no matter what position you have, you need to always give back. You always need to look out for somebody that is less fortunate than you. And, I really took that to heart.
He's got the perfect name for an NFL player right here.
Whitney Mercilus, linebacker, Illinois.
Mercilus, 5'9", no mercy.
Mercilus has him down.
Intercepted Mercilus. Mercilus forced the fumble.
Whitney brings him down. The ball is out. Mercilus with his third sack of the game. Whitney Mercilus.
All right, everybody ready? Bow your heads. Dear Heavenly God, we just come to you today and just say thank you. Thank you for everything that you have placed in front of us, allowing us to wake up and make a difference in this world. Lord, we thank you for everybody here that is to do your work. Lord, allow us to please bless a lot of these families, these children today, understanding that they're not
With Mercy, it actually began in 2016. It's been pretty great and it's been growing ever since we've been established. And so now the public has received With Mercy very well. We've been able to get a lot of money, especially after it being nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award as well, too.
How's everything? Who's this right here? Ace, how you doing? Hey, pleasure to meet you. My name's Whitney. How's everything?
Essentially what we do is support families raising children with disabilities. Everything from pharmaceutical supplies, medical devices, sending kids to camps and all that. And we do that through our partners that we partner up with each year with the disability that we're focusing on that year. And what I mean by that, we rotate disabilities each year. We always go for disabilities that aren't really being talked about, that might not get a whole lot of light. Now, for the disability community, a lot of times what you see out there is that they don't really get a whole lot of shine. So using my platform to really be an advocate for them and being a voice is great, especially using this NFL platform.
Whitney's foundation has raised over $500,000 for Houston charities, and we've been incredibly fortunate to be one of the beneficiaries of that. This year he's focusing on Down syndrome, so we're able to provide technology to help somebody with Down syndrome maybe have a voice by using an iPad through our technology program. Some of our campers will be able to have a scholarship so they can attend camps. We have a couple of students in our Caroline school who are going to be able to attend because they can't afford tuition. As important as the money is really Whitney being a spokesperson for people with disabilities, really being an advocate.
The man, the myth, the legend.
To have my foundation on the cleat, it means a lot because that gives the foundation millions of eyes, throughout the world to see that we're not just football players. We have other things that we do really care about and we throw our whole heart into.
Support children with disabilities and the families that help them.
My vision for the foundation is to outlive me, leave a legacy, and really just impact not on just national, but on a global scale as well, too. And so what better way than the My Cause, My Cleats? And so it just means the world that the NFL allowed us to be able to do that.
How you doing? I'm doing well. My name's Whitney.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. What's your name? Oh, Snell. Oh, All right, not wasting no time. Amber, how you doing, Amber? How's she doing?
She's doing much better.
Okay.
Just talking back on my faith, honestly, it's like, yeah, I can toss a check at anything, but it's not always gonna solve the problem or make much of an impact. And so whenever I do something, I do it wholeheartedly, all the way through. So, you know, even though I'm impacting them, they're impacting me as well, too.
Oh, yeah, he a fighter.
He's a fighter.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I
our
love
little
it.
heart warrior.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You guys got some food?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no problem, of course. Yeah, we do this every year, and you know, just to bring y'all, you know, some Thanksgiving joy. Appreciate y'all and allowing us to do this for y'all as well too. It means a lot. All right, it was a pleasure meeting you. All right, we'll be praying for y'all and everything.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
Pleasure.
nice meeting you.
Oh yeah, same here.
My goal for the With Mercy Foundation for the future, I hope it impacts the entire world, no matter how big, how small the impact may be. At least with Mercy is going to touch just about every single continent. That's some major ambitious goals.
Whitney Mercilus continues to have a big night. Whitney Mercilus!
Coming up, the voice you hear on Sunday afternoons took a winding path to get to Houston. More on Mark Vandermeer after the break. Mark Vandermeer has been the voice of the Houston Texans since 2002. He's not a native Houstonian, but like many of you out there watching, like me, he got here as quickly as he could. He had stops in Michigan and Miami along the way, as well as some other spots, and here is his journey.
Ever since I got into this business, I only wanted to be the voice of a team. And I always say, if you go in the general direction of your dreams, eventually something's going to show up that's going to speak to you. It started in my 20s because I was selling advertising, selling radio and TV commercials to businesses, local businesses in the Boston area. The way I got on the air is I bought an hour of time on a small little radio station south of Boston. And nobody was doing sports talk on the weekends back then. So I was doing a show called AM Sports. And it was my show, and it was terrible. Maybe nobody listened, but I was on the air. And then one Friday night, they had me fill in and do a high school football game. But at halftime of that game, I was hit by a lightning bolt, and I said, this is what I'm gonna do. This is it. I'm going to broadcast games, and I will do whatever it takes to do it. And I made up my mind that night. So from then on, it all became about what is it gonna take to be the voice of a team.
Now running to his right across the 50, 45, cuts inside.
Medea top side, fires the three, got it! The Hurricanes win the national championship. The 10, the 5, rock and roll! Touchdown, Houston! 97 yards!
I worked for a small station in Pennsylvania in the middle of nowhere called Clearfield. And it was great because I was doing DJ work, I was doing news, sports, everything, high school, play-by-play. About a year later, I get the job for Central Michigan University as the voice of the Chippewas. That was it. That was the first time I was the voice of a team. And I really loved being associated with that university, being the guy, calling football, calling basketball. And it was a monumental break at the time.
Brian Pruitt and the CMU tailbacks are the beneficiaries of fine play by Brock Gutierrez and company on the CMU offensive line.
And the fake reverse now for Brown running right. Stopped at the 18-yard line. Give to the inside for King. Breaks over a tackle at the 30. Gets over the 35, the 40.
After 3 years there, I wanted to move up, and it was always difficult to move up. UMass at the time was not looking for a play-by-play announcer. They needed help on the business side. I have a business background. I started out selling advertising. I was actually selling some advertising at Central. So I made a presentation to UMass that I could run their network, sell the bulk of the advertising, but you got to give me the play-by-play job if I'm going to do this. And after much thinking on their part, they decided to give me the job.
I'm Mark Vandermeer, joined by News 40's Scott Coat.
At UMass, they were on top of the world at the time in college basketball, which was mind-blowing to everybody. And it's really the genius of John Calipari, everything he was able to do there. And I got to ride on that train with the Minutemen. And it blew my mind that I was at Central Michigan. We were 3-23 in basketball my last year there. I go from that to opening night, UMass taking on Kentucky, and we beat them and went to #1 that night. And it was just an incredible experience to ride that wave with the Minutemen. After a while, UMass starts to kind of go downward a little bit. My general manager actually left the radio station. I became the general manager of the station, play-by-play announcer. I was working 70, 80 hours a week, and it was not good for my health. But I really wanted to be in a situation where I could be in big-time college football, big-time college basketball, and big-time college baseball as well. And I chased down with a vengeance an opportunity at the University of Miami. There was a job opening there to be the play-by-play voice of the Hurricanes, and I knew that I was a long shot at best, but I put everything into it, all my sales techniques, every which way I could think of getting noticed in Miami. I did that. I flew down there on my own dime. I met the athletic director. I met the general manager, the program director. I didn't even have appointments with these people. I just waited them out in their waiting rooms. And eventually, they gave me the job as the voice of the Hurricanes.
Miami does it again. A 21-yard touchdown pass from Dorsey. 35-30, 25-20, right sideline. The 10, the 5. He's in. Kick out the jams. Clinton Portis, touchdown Hurricanes.
Now, I didn't know it at the time when I got that job, but little did I know that they would have the greatest assembly of talent in the history of college football. And I'd be calling games involving Andre Johnson, Ed Reed. It was a magical run with the Hurricanes to be there when they were winning the championship in 01.
The Hurricanes win the national championship. Miami beats Nebraska at the Rose Bowl, 37-14, their 5th national championship.
So I'm at the Hurricanes and things are going well. We're going into that 2001 season. And I knew the Texans were coming into the league and everything. And at the time I thought, the NFL is the top line of play-by-play. It really is. So when the NFL had an opening, because it's a new franchise, it was intriguing to me, but I was just at Miami for a couple of years. I was happy at Miami. And I got a call from somebody with the Texans organization. Do you want to be a candidate for this position?
We are ready to rock in Houston.
Eventually I got the job here with the Texans, and it was the thrill of a lifetime to know that I was coming to the National Football League and be the first guy in. It is beyond special for me to be the voice of a team, but to be the only voice that the team ever had. In this business, I don't take that lightly.
Touchdown, Houston! David Carr to Billy Miller, the first touchdown in Texans history.
I came to Houston not knowing anything about Houston. I knew that I was part of sports history in this city, whether I was good or not. I was the voice of this new NFL franchise, and I sought out Gene Peterson. I sought out Milo Hamilton. These guys are legends in this city. And then I met Andre Ware. And Andre Ware and I formed a team that has been together since opening night, and he is a wonderful color commentator. We have a great sound together. And having John Harris on the sideline is like having Google on the sideline, except in an entertaining way. So I love our crew and the guys behind the scenes as well.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Vandermeer with Andre Ware and John Harris on the sideline. Welcome to our coverage of Houston Texans football.
When I was a kid, I used to dream about playing guitar at Madison Square Garden. I saw Led Zeppelin as a kid. Yes, I did. And I just wanted to do something like that. So the first time I broadcast a game at Madison Square Garden, I was blown away. I thought, my dream has come true. I was the voice of UMass. We played a game at the Garden, and I was doing my job at Madison Square Garden. You never know how your dreams will come true or how they will show up. You have to allow a wide berth there. And today, I'm in NFL stadiums every weekend, and it is the thrill of a lifetime. I am living my dream every day, every year. Every day I come to work in a football stadium, pinch me. This is a fantastic life, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Now running to his right across the 50, 45 cuts inside.
Medea topside fires the 3, got it! The Hurricanes win the national championship.
The 10, the 5, rock and roll. Touchdown, Houston! 97 yards. That one's for you, Bob.
It's over. The Texans have done it. They have beaten the Dallas Cowboys on opening night in team history. An historic night as the Houston Texans debut with a blast.
Andre Johnson, welcome to the playoffs. Rock and roll. The Texans win it. Touchdown. He's in. He's in. Magical. He does it again. Houdini.
After this quick break, the Texans doing great things in the community. Stick with us. Texans TV presents The 53 returns in a moment.
Texans TV presents The 53, brought to you by Reliant and NRG Company.
Well, I'm gonna say I was really impressed by how well you guys read. You guys are good readers. I'm surprised you didn't want to read in the first place. Why'd you say that? You're such a good reader.
I just think if I can influence one kid to, want to read just a little bit more, or, go from not really liking to read to wanting to pick up a book, I think that's enough for me. So going into those classrooms and reading to kids and just seeing the look on their faces and watching me enjoy to read to them, I think, can have a big impact on them.
The defense and the special teams of the Houston Texans have benefited from Brennan Scarlett the last few years, and his hometown of Portland, as well as the Houston area, they benefited as well. He's a good guy, and looking for good things on the field from him in 2020. Good things have happened off the field with the Houston Texans. They give to so many different groups, so many different worthy causes. One of them, the guys and gals at Hardin-Jefferson High School. Check this out. An hour and a half outside of Houston, there's a town called Sour Lake, Texas. More than 1,800 people call it home, and so does Hardin-Jefferson High School.
This community means a lot to us in the school. It's a very special place. It's, between Beaumont and Houston, we're a small district of about 650 kids. So I always say we kind of fit right in the middle between the big schools and the small schools. But it is a small town, so I'll be honest with you, and sometimes finances are limited. You don't have the same budget as, say, a 5A school or 6A school or anything like that. But, they'll support you here, and I do believe it has a place, and it's like a hidden jewel in Southeast Texas.
Sour Lake, like so many other places in Texas, bands together for high school football.
I think football generally in the state of Texas, whether it's in Sour Lake, Texas, or in a big city like Houston, Texas, or Austin, Texas, Friday night lights are Friday night lights. So it doesn't matter whether you're in Sour Lake, Texas, whether you're in Beaumont or Houston. They'll pack the stands, and there's nothing like Friday night lights.
But the Friday night lights were dimmed nearly 2 years apart. On September 20th of last year, Tropical Storm Imelda struck southeast Texas and dumped over 40 inches of rain, leaving homes, schools, and businesses severely damaged. This all came nearly 2 years to the day after the devastating effects of Hurricane Harvey.
When Hurricane Imelda came in, everybody was just starting to get over the full effects of Harvey. People getting back into their homes. A lot of them that same week had finally got back into their houses from the damage from Harvey. And Imelda came through like a buzzsaw here. The water came up so fast. And this time though, here it hit a lot of people that were spared by Harvey. So, a lot of the people flooded again twice, but there was a whole new group of area that flooded, the school in particular, and going through, trying to repiece all of our equipment and stuff together. It was a nightmare.
It was pretty emotional. I mean, with not knowing how sports was going to go and not knowing if we were going to be able to play, it had gotten into the old weight room, and so didn't know what was going to happen with all of our sports stuff.
To see everything gone was, you could come out and see things floating away that we had just got, some of it still in packaging. The financial toll, it'd take years to get over that kind of stuff because you have to replace so much. A lot of days up here trying to just scrub and salvage kind of what we could. It was pretty disheartening for a lot of folks. I go to the Texans games a lot with my little boy. We're both avid fans, and he was sitting in the living room one day and said, you should call the Texans and see if they would help. And so I looked up some phone numbers and made a couple calls.
Soon after Coach Fogo reached out to the Texans, they provided a grant to Hardin-Jefferson High School to help replace and refurbish the weight room and training equipment. In addition to the grant, Coach Fogo was awarded Coach of the Week.
I thought it was a joke at first. Never in a million years did I think the response would be what it had been. To be able to refurbish all of our weight benches and to put a flooring surface back in our outdoor facility, it's allowed girls and guys program a space now where you can accommodate big groups. It's been remarkable having it outfitted like the Texans did so that we could get back going quickly.
When you see a kid come back in and they go in and they know that their buildings or facilities have been messed up and then they got to go work out on this and they're kind of like, and you say, hey guys, look what we did. And they see some turf in there and some new weight equipment. They get a smile on their face. And so anytime you can brighten up a kid's day and you can make it worthwhile for them to come up here, it's enjoyable.
Harvey and Imelda did their darndest to bring down the spirits of the folks at Hardin-Jefferson. But because of a simple request from a Texans fan, those two storms were ultimately just a bit of rain before the sunshine.
From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank the entire Texans organization for what they've done for our school and our community. So from Hardin-Jefferson to you guys, thank you very much.
And best of luck to Hardin-Jefferson in the years to come. If you've liked what you've seen on this program, we got a whole lot more on HoustonTexans.com or the Houston Texans mobile app. We've got 53s on Deshaun Watson, media days that the team went through last year, as well as the 2019 season. Check that all out. Hey, big thanks to Tyler Marcotte and Tyler Suddarth for getting this whole shebang together. For them, I'm Drew Doherty, and we will see you next time. Until next time, go Texans. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.